Now that this project has been created, let's examine the contents of the directory. So if I choose to look at the content of my directory on my C drive, you see that it exists here, and if I navigate inside this project, you can see that initially Visual Studio creates a set of files which contain the solution and the project. In Microsoft Visual Studio environment, projects are placed inside the solution, and this way you can have multiple projects under a single solution. In our case, we're going to have only one solution and one project in every week's exercise. So for us, this is what the system files are. So in order to be able to create our first C++ program, we need to add a source file to our project. So let's start by first going to the View menu and choosing Solution Explorer to make Solution Explorer window visible. You can see that in this window, we have the name of our solution, we have the name of our project, both have the same name. And we have a list of items that may be included in our project. In general, there is a reference section here which allows to navigate to various components in the project. We really are not going to use much of this this semester. There is a section that can be listing our header files and also allows us to create new header files to be added to the project. Again, in our case, we're not going to use this because we can include our header files directly in the source code. Resource files can be added to the project when you need to include, for example, multimedia items to your program. It can be a picture or a video file or some sort of binary file or a file icon. These items can be included directly inside your application by placing them on the resource list and compiling your program with that resource. So again, we're not going to use the resource files this semester. The final item on this list is the list of source files. So this is exactly where we are going to use it to add the new source file to our project so that we can specify what our program does and be able to compile it. What we're going to do here is that we're going to right-click the source files item here, right? Just right-click this and say Add a new item. So once the dialog box opens, make sure that you select the C++ file option. Then here we're going to type main.cpp and create this file. Before we proceed, we're going to add source subdirectory to contain the location, to specify the location of this file, which will contain this file. So then we click add. Right? So once we add this file, it appears to be under the source files. The name of the file is main.cpp, and you can see that when it opens, it's empty. So again, I just want to highlight that once we right-click and say Add New Item, right, then we choose this to be a C++ file with file extension .cpp. And then the name of the file is main.cpp. That's what I just typed in. Again, when you're specifying source file names, please use no spaces. Again, use underscore when you would like to create a space. And make sure that you add this source subfolder as a subdirectory to contain our default to contain our source files. You can see in the directory listing that the source subdirectory is added automatically to our project, and if you navigate there, you can see there is main.cpp file located in there. Currently, it's just being created and therefore it's just empty.